Hi, I'm David from David Christopher's, and today we're going to be working on a store display in some nice vintage creams, some mauve, rose golds, platinums, those kind of colors. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of a background wall already set up. We're going to have to do a little bit more and do some display at the top, but right now we're actually going to decorate this tree. So I'm going to explain a few of the products. All of the products that you'll see on this video, including the tree, are available at davidchristopher's.com. We sell wholesale and retail, so if you are a designer or you are a business, you are welcome to click that wholesale tab and go right into our import company. So the first thing we're going to start with is, I literally have thousands of ornaments to try to put on this tree. And this is a 7.5 foot slim tree. There's no way I'm going to get that many ornaments on this tree. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start layering with these matte gold dipped manzanita branches. And I'm going to place them in the tree and use a piece of the tree itself to wire that branch and just twist that around really tight, so that thing's not going anywhere. And we're going to do that so that at the end we can come back when we've got a little more space, and we're actually going to hang ornaments off of the additional branches that we add to the tree, which is going to give us better depth and a lot more space to actually hang ornaments from. So I'm going to go ahead and add these in here, and then we'll move on to the next item. Okay, so now we're actually going to start with our metallic rose gold magnolia leaves. So one thing that you will notice is that these come in a box, and they're going to be all flattened out and made much smaller for packing. So what we want to do is we actually want to separate all these branches. These are all wired. There's actually a wire on the back of the magnolia leaf. That's the way you can tell what the front and what the back is. And we want to give that a little life. So we want to curl that just a little bit so it's not flat. You don't want everything to be flat. God did not make things perfectly flat. Most things have a little bit of a curve, a little bit of movement to them. So we want to give everything just a little bit of life in those leaves, and you'll get faster at it the more you do it. After the first few thousand, you don't even think about it. And we're going to do the same thing, is we're going to tuck that in, and we're going to wrap a piece of pine around that branch. And we're using this now because it's kind of an in-between point from the manzanita. We want to fill in a little bit of that space so that it's not too dramatic of a depth difference to go from the manzanita sticking so far out into just ornaments and things. So we're going to use some things in between there, and I'm going to add these in. And now I'm putting in the last rose gold metallic finished magnolia leaf to finish up with this piece. So now we're going to move on to this jeweled metallic rose gold ginkgo leaf, and it's got beautiful pink jewels and sequins mixed with kind of platinum and champagne colors. And same thing with this is going to come all flat, and then we're going to need to separate each individual piece because that was not the way it was intended. It was intended to be shaped like a ginkgo leaf on a tree, which would have all the sunlight needing to hit most of the leaves, so we want them all separated out. And then, like I said, we have to bend everything just a little to give it a little life. And you'll notice that I'm using quite a few of the items that I'm using. And again, this is a 7.5 foot slim tree, and when I say slim, I mean like 37 inches in diameter, I believe. And you'll notice that I'm putting, 9, sometimes 10 pieces on the tree, and that's really to help provide color balance. We don't want to have just a cluster of this color here and a cluster of this color there. You don't want 2 gold balls at the bottom and not at the top. So really keep that in mind. If you're going to buy 1s and 2s of something, it really may not help your look if you're trying to decorate a tree. Now, if you've got something smaller in mind, that's fine. But when you're trying to really give yourself a look and go for a new trend, keep in mind that you're going to want to buy multiple items of the same style so that you can balance that same style and color throughout the tree. Because if I just have 3 of these manzanita branches, it looks goofy. Now we're going to work with our rosé colored pine stem. As you can see, this has kind of a deep red that fades into a pink and then a cream, and it's frosted so that deep red really comes across as more pink, especially when we get it with all the rose gold colors. So these are really simple to use. Really, they're going to come like this. You're going to separate the pine out, and it's already shaped really well because it's molded like that. And then we're just going to place these in the tree. And they give a great color with just a little bit of that sparkle. And they've got that cream color that really goes with the tree. And we're going to throw the rest of these in here. And this is a little move I learned from Emerald. It's called BAM. Belt with some holsters and two scissors and wire cutters, and like spinning around. Pretty awesome. Moving on to our sparkled noble fir stem here. This actually has a lot of like rose gold and just a little light pink sequin in it, and we're going to continue with that in the tree because we want to keep layering this pink, just little shades of pink in the tree here and there. And these will feather out just a little bit, so notice how I like to just bend everything a little bit. That makes it feel more intentional than just everything being very flat. So now we're going to use this sequin foxtail stem that's got a very similar rose gold with some sequins mixed into it. And these are great. We're going to try a new technique with these, so bear with me. This is going to be my throw it in and leave it technique. We're going to see how this works. Hopefully I don't hit too many tree limbs. You have to throw really quick in one direction or they don't stick. We're going to add pyrotechnics to the next video. Threw that one a little too hard. Can't even see it anymore. There we go. Alright. We gotta reshoot this one. That's all the stem. You don't want to see the stem in the tree. That's a no-no. This is not Hobby Lobby. It's like decorating with darts. It's going to get harder on the way. I should have thought this through. Rebound. That's on my statue. I have to get the ladder fixed up. Okay, so I'm not throwing the last two because I cannot get them to go in from the top. If I throw them, I'm not quite that tall. Since our tree is 7.5 feet and it's up on top of a 40-inch pedestal. But I did leave the rest that I threw. Okay, so this is how it's going to come out of the box. These glittered ivory leaf sprays. But this is properly shaped. So we're going to want to take a little time and shape them all correctly like this so that they look perfect. Just angled down out of the tree, and we're going to layer a little bit of this ivory glitter, which is a new color we came up with this year. It's not quite white, it's not quite platinum or champagne, it's kind of in between. Okay, so now we're going to use our 150 millimeter plastic. They look like they're glass. They're even beaded almost like a small beaded hobnail kind of design. And we're going to use a light pink and a really light blush champagne color that I think we just call blush. But these are 150 millimeter or roughly 6 inch. And we're going to use those and some 100 millimeter or 4 inch to add into the tree. And for the larger size, what I'm really going to do is I'm going to tuck those a little bit further in. And we're going to put the string on the tree. I'm going to wrap it around that branch because we do it like the professionals do. That ball will stay exactly where we put it. So now we're at a point where we really have a good balance in our tree. We've got a lot of stems and a lot of ornaments added, but we've still got some spaces here and there, and it's a good time to add the ribbon. So we're going to add the ribbon, and you can actually go on our channel on YouTube and look for our how to add ribbon to a Christmas tree. That's the same method we're going to use on this particular Christmas tree at this moment. And there should be a link in the comments. I'm being told there's going to be a link. If there's not, it is herefore known as the missing link. But we are going to add this dusty mauve crushed velvet with a gold back. This is a 4-inch ribbon. It's all wired. And then we're also going to add this champagne with this rose gold sequin overlay on it. And then we also have another 2.5 inch that's an ombre glitter pattern in this light dusty pink. And we're going to mix those all three together. We're going to layer that. So what I like to do is I'm going to put the darkest color in the back. I'm going to put the blingy color on top of that. And then I'm going to put the lightest color on top of that. And we're just going to mix these all together throughout the tree because we've got some light pinks, some deeper pinks, and some rose gold, and we're going to add that in. So now that we're done with that very tedious task of adding the ribbon into the tree, we're now going to add these champagne glitter berries that have this platinum leaf, just to kind of go with our vintage feel here. And these are really easy to use. Again, this is a plastic mold, so we're just going to use the wire that's in the berries, and we're going to shape them. Most of them you want to go kind of a similar direction. So we're going to shape those up so that when we place those low in the tree, they angle more up into your vision. This also helps to give the illusion of something being natural, even though it's glittered. I know it's not natural, but it is fun. Now we're going to use this pearlized berry. It looks like many clusters of pearls. Keeping in our vintage theme with our ivory color. And those just help because these are not glitter finished, these are pearlized finish that's on the berry, so it helps to have different textures, to have the metallic leaf with a glitter leaf with frosted finish, with some pearlized finish. Just a lot of different textures will really give you a different look than having just a whole lot of glitter. So glittery. You have glitter all over your face. I probably do too. That's okay. Now we're going to take this cream pine that's a little bit flocked, but has just a little bit of an iridescent sequin in it, and we're going to use it to fill in some of those places where I still feel like I see too much tree because I'm used to not seeing any tree. I'm used to doing store display. I know that's not for everybody at your house, but that's how we roll. I'm also going to break up some of those darker spots that I had a little bit much of the ribbon. Remember all those thousands of ornaments we were talking about earlier? Now it's time to add those to our manzanita branches and the limbs that are sticking out from our tree.
If you like my dad's video, please click the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment down below of what you thought of the video.